Hey, are you wondering why AKC Agility judges and exhibitors are so excited about the proposed changes recently announced? In this video, I'm going to walk you through what the proposed changes are and what they mean to you. If you're new here, my name is Lisa Seltover, a dog agility judge and AKC and UKI agility judge, and I'm here to demystify everything dog agility related. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on dog agility topics. AKC Agility just announced some changes that they're putting before their board, and boy has that been a hot topic, so I thought I would go through that. All right, so first of all, let's talk about what this means when the board of directors reviews something. Well, the board of directors actually reviews all of the rule changes. Now, this is different than the Agility Advisory Committee. The Agility Advisory Committee takes a look at the AKC agility sport overall, takes suggestions from exhibitors, and then comes forward to the agility director and staff with proposed changes. That is not happening right now. This is actually the agility director and staff coming forward to the board of directors saying, hey, we'd like to make these changes. Let's go ahead and talk about some of those right now because, like I said, you guys have questions. All right, so the first one, FEO, for exhibition only. So FEO, like I said, stands for exhibition only, and it's a training run in AKC Agility where you can bring a toy into the ring to train with your dog. Now, there's some rules around that. You can't throw the toy, and it must remain in your hand. But it is similar to UKI's not for competition. So the toy can be used to reward the dog. It cannot make noise, cannot have food in it, and it can't leave the handler's hand. So the handler can't use more than the standard course time for the chosen class. So they're not getting more time than anyone else. And the proposed rule is to allow for exhibition only FEO in all classes. And right now, it's only allowed in the time to beat fast class and ISC class at the club's discretion. So by allowing it to be in all of the classes, that would be jumpers with weaves, the standard course, for example, and also the premier courses. So like I said, the concern is it'll take extra time at the trial. The only drawback, I'm going to say that really loose, is it really impacts the judge and the timer. They need to remember to brief the timer on what to do and when to actually hit the buzzer, which means that the person is out of time. Now, when this goes through, or I should say if it goes through, here's what exhibitors can do to help that. As soon as your time is done, you and your dog should make your way as quickly as possible to the finish line area, and that will actually help because, of course, we want the dog that is on the line ready to go to know exactly what the rhythm is in terms of time that they are going to be expected to go. Open course wheeling, and I want to say this is really only going to impact judges, and what they're proposing is reduce the wheeling of the open course to one time. So a little bit of history. Last year, it may have been the year before, they actually did reduce the number of times that judges were required to wheel the novice course. So we used to wheel that 2 times. The novice course, we only have to wheel once. They're just going to say the same thing for open, that we only have to wheel 1 time. Not going to impact times. Basically, everybody is going to be working from the 20-inch path, which is, in theory, the larger path. So this isn't going to impact anybody. It's not going to have an impact on times. It really just is the judges that are going to have just a little bit less steps during the day. Okay, next one. Excellent and master course time. Now, this is going to impact only the 8 and 12-inch height and the corresponding preferred height. So the proposed increase the course yardage to allow for the 8 and 12-inch heights and, of course, the corresponding preferred heights for the excellent and master levels. So they want to increase that course time. All of the judges are filling in these course timesheets after they wheel. So this 12-inch path, which impacts 8 and 12, and of course the 4-inch preferred and the 8-inch preferred, that is the only thing that is going to be increasing at this time. The next several items I'm going to get into have to do with course design. This is something that judges use, and basically we are required to have certain obstacles in certain classes. And so right now, the pause table is one of those that we are required to have in the standard class, okay? So if you take a look right here, the table where it says R, right now, it's required. It can be taken one time. What they are proposing on the pause table is that it is removed as a required obstacle. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the pause table is going away. What I believe it means is that the pause table will now become optional. So don't go toss that pause table into the fire just yet, because it will more than likely, in my opinion, be an optional item, okay? Now, for those of you that haven't seen a pause table, this is what a pause table is. Now, as a judge, I am really excited this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it takes forever to change the pause table between all of the different jump heights. Also, making that 5-second table count. While in a normal weekend competition, this really won't make a difference in terms of the ability of the judge being consistent in doing that 5-second count, because quite frankly, the time frame of literally the hundredths of a second on a normal weekend isn't going to make a difference. But I think it'll be nice for flow of courses, and it will allow different types of course design, because now you don't have that required table. All right, the next one. Bar jump, and I've had so many people ask me what this is. So first, proposed no longer a bar jump in any course. So a bar jump, and this really is something that judges will know, a bar jump is the jump that has 2 bars on it, basically, and it's different than a 1-bar jump. So right now, as a judge, I'm required to have this 2-bar jump somewhere on my course, and now I won't have to. They will all be optionally 1 bar. I suspect that this will also be an optional type of a obstacle. Now, I happen to like the 2 bars at the start and the finish jump. That's just my personal preference. So again, this is going to be more than likely an optional type of item. Next one, the tire obstacle. They're going to limit the passes and how often a tire can be taken on course, right? So at this point, and for those of you that don't know what a tire looks like, that's what that looks like. So what they will do is a tire can only be taken or used 1 time on a course. And I actually think that's a fantastic thing. I just love that. I really do. And here's why. In course design, getting the tire absolutely perfect so that you are allowing dogs a nice straight on approach can be a challenge once. But to do it 2 times, in other words, if they're taking it in the opposite direction, sometimes it's not as perfect getting the dog set up for a nice straight approach. And so now we're just going to take that away, which I think is great. Okay, so for the next part, the wall jump. So they are proposing to allow the use of a wall jump in the excellent and master classes to add obstacle variety. And this will be in the standard and the jumpers class. I think it's a great thing. Now, for those of you that have not seen a wall jump, this is what the wall jump looks like. And again, this will be an optional item, not a required item. All right. So the next part, we're going to start talking about course times again. So this has to do with all of the heights in the jumpers with weaves and in the excellent and masters level. Basically, the proposal is increase course yardage allowed in jumpers with weaves at the excellent and master levels for all heights, and that also includes the corresponding heights. So jumping back to that sheet, that means everyone in the excellent jumpers and master class will get an increase in course time. Quite frankly, I think this one is overdue. So I do expect these changes to go into effect. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and type in the comments. Also, what do you think of all of these changes? As I mentioned, they more than likely won't go into effect until after April. I'm sure they're going to let us know as things are approved and when that go into effect date is. But what do you think of all of these things? I think the biggest comments I've gotten so far are the pause table. Let me know in the comments below, and thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a great day.